Most survival games kick off with a promise. A desperate, gritty struggle against a world that wants you dead. But let's be real, that promise usually gets broken in the first couple of hours. You punch a tree, craft a pickaxe, and suddenly you're a master architect. You go from a dirt hut to a wooden house to a sprawling castle with automated farms and lava forges. The desperate survivor vanishes, replaced by a master of the universe, and the survival part of the game just fades away. It becomes a genre tag on a game that's really about power and conquest. But what if there was a game that never lets you forget that struggle? A game that never breaks its initial promise. A game that is brutally, refreshingly honest from the jump. That game is Vintage Story, and it might just be the most honest survival game ever made. Before we get to what makes Vintage Story so honest, we have to talk about the lies the rest of the genre tells. Now, these aren't malicious lies, they're more like lies of convenience, designed to rush you to the fun part. But in doing so, they strip away the soul of what it means to survive. First, there's the lie of instant expertise. In most games, your character is an overnight genius, stranded with nothing. They can somehow look at a pile of rocks and logs and instantly know how to craft a flawless axe. Crafting is just a menu. You click the recipe and the items appear. There's no process, no labor, no failure. You're a god of creation from minute one. Then comes the lie of abundance. The world is a buffet. Need wood? Infinite forests. Need stone? The whole planet's made of it. Food? Just kill the same 3 animals that respawn in the same field every 10 minutes. Hunger is less of a threat and more of a chore. Real scarcity, the kind that forces hard choices, rarely exists. Finally, there's the lie of trivial danger. Early game threats are quickly neutralized. The zombies that seem scary on night 1 become a minor nuisance by night 3. And the environment itself, in so many games, the cold or the rain is little more than a visual effect, with no real mechanical bite. There are, of course, standout exceptions like the long dark or green hell that makes weather a central threat, but many popular titles present a world that seems hostile but secretly pulls its punches. Minecraft, the titan of the genre, is built on these conveniences, and that's not a knock against it. It's a creative sandbox first and a survival game second. Its goal is to empower you, but in doing so, it's defined a version of survival that has very little to do with actually surviving. Vintage Story looks at that model and walks in the complete opposite direction. The first truth Vintage Story tells you is that food is not a given. It's a constant pressing concern that dictates your every move. This isn't a game where you carry a stack of 64 steaks in your back pocket. Food spoils, and it spoils with alarming speed. If you're not careful, that handful of berries you foraged will be mush in a few days if left out. The meat from a successful hunt will rot if unattended. And that one simple mechanic changes everything. It forces you to think like an actual survivor. You can't just wander aimlessly. You need a home base with a plan for your food security. So your first real project probably won't be that cool looking house you're dreaming of. It'll be digging a hole in the ground, making it a cellar. It's gonna be a dark underground room where the cold earth dramatically slows down the decay, buying you precious weeks or even months for your food supply. You learn to preserve what you find, sealing meals in ceramic crocks with fat or honey, and packing grains and vegetables away where they can last through the winter. Farming isn't just an optional side activity, it's a seasonal necessity. You have a finite window to plant and harvest. If you don't stockpile enough food before winter hits, you will starve. The seasons aren't just a change in lighting, they are a recurring boss fight against nature itself. This creates a believable loop. You hunt, gather, store, preserve, and plan. Hunger isn't just a bar that goes down, it's a ticking clock of your own mortality. The second truth is that progress takes actual work. In Vintage Story, you don't just click a recipe and have the item magically appear. Crafting is a physical, multi-step process that makes every single achievement feel earned. Take making a simple stone tool. You don't just combine items in a grid. You find a piece of flint, place it on the ground, and enter the knapping interface. Here, you have to physically chip away at the voxel-based stone, piece by piece, to create the specific shape of an axe head or knife blade. This crafting interface takes focus, and when you finally create your first crude stone axe, it feels like a monumental achievement because you didn't just select it from a menu, you physically made it on the ground with your own hands. This philosophy extends to everything. To work with clay, you physically shape it voxel by voxel, building up the walls of a pot or a mold for your first metal tools. Then you build the fire pit, you fuel it, and wait for it to bake. And metallurgy? It's a generational leap. The journey from stone to copper to bronze to iron is not just a quick climb up the tech tree, it's a sprawling narrative. Reaching iron in Minecraft can take about 3 to 5 minutes. In a Vintage Story world, it can take nearly 30 hours. Personally, it took me longer in my last playthrough. I mean, you have to find copper, build a crucible from clay, create charcoal, melt the copper, pour it into the mold you just made, and then use that tool to begin a long search for resources to make bronze, but every single step is a challenge. This slowness isn't a flaw, it's the entire point. It gives your progress weight and meaning. But what do you think? Is a game that takes 30 hours to reach Iron Age just too slow, or is that exactly the kind of meaningful progression you're looking for in a survival game? Let me know your take in the comments below. This deliberate pacing isn't just about crafting though, it's built into the very fabric of the world itself with world generation. The third and perhaps most important truth that Vintage Story tells you is the world does not care about you. It's not hostile in a theatrical way. It is indifferent, and that is far more terrifying. The geology is complex. Ore isn't just scattered everywhere. You have to learn about rock strata and use a prospecting pick to search for trace signs of metal, making a real find a genuine moment of discovery. But the most potent symbol of this indifference is the temporal storm. Several days into the game, a warning appears. A storm is coming. The sky warps into this sickly, pulsating purple. The music gets weird, and then the creatures arrive. These drifters are glitching, uncanny remnants of a lost world, and they are drawn to you. But the real danger isn't just the monsters, it's the world itself becoming unstable. A temporal storm isn't a threat you simply conquer. While you can fight back with good armor and weapons, your best bet, especially early on, is often just to hide. Get underground, away from the chaos, and hope it passes. It's a powerful, humbling experience, that reinforces the game's central theme. You are not a master of this world. You are merely a guest, a survivor clinging to existence in a place governed by forces far beyond your control. The world isn't designed for you. You must adapt to it. Now, I have to be honest about all this honesty. Vintage Story is not for everyone. Its pace is glacial. Its systems are deep, and its learning curve is a sheer cliff face. It can feel overwhelming, and it demands serious patience. If your idea of fun is jumping into a game and immediately building massive castles or fighting epic bosses, this probably isn't the game for you. There's a reason most survival games tell those convenient lies. They're accessible. They provide instant gratification, but Vintage Story makes a deliberate choice to reject that. It asks you to invest your time and your full attention. It's a game that believes the struggle is not an obstacle to the fun. The struggle is the fun. It knows that the friction is what creates the meaning. Most survival games are power fantasies in disguise. They promise a challenge but deliver a playground. They hand you the keys to the kingdom and call it survival. Vintage Story is honest because it refuses to do that. It commits completely to its premise from the first minute to the 100th hour. It's honest in the way your food rots, forcing you to actually plan for winter. It's honest in the way you must painstakingly chip a blade from rock, making every tool feel like a treasure. It's honest in the way the world is not a resource to be conquered, but a vast indifferent force to be respected and endured. It doesn't flatten survival into a series of convenient clicks. It understands that survival is a process, a slow, difficult, and deeply meaningful journey. It's what happens when a survival game respects the intelligence of its players and respects the very definition of the word survival. So I'll ask you, what makes a survival game feel so honest to you? Is it the difficulty, the realism, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're tired of the lies and you're looking for a game that delivers on the promise of true, uncompromising survival, then I urge you to give Vintage Story a try. You might just find it's the most rewarding struggle you've ever had. I'll see you next time. Peace.